Hey everyone! Today we're going to go over the few steps to prepare your Postgres database ready for Estuary Flow to capture data from. You can also follow along with our docs on our website. I'll be demoing with a Postgres database on Google Cloud, but the steps are really similar if your Postgres database is hosted elsewhere. In fact, some of these prerequisite steps here, like creating a watermarks table, creating a flow capture user, are common if you are doing this in other relational databases. And these are really simple to set up because we already have the scripts prepared for you. So let's go to the Google Cloud section of the doc, as that's where our Postgres database in this demo is hosted. I'm going to show my GCP Postgres screen and Estuary docs side by side for now so that we can follow along with the steps. Step 1 is to enable public IP on your database. You want to make sure this checkbox here is checked. And you want to add the Estuary Flow IP address from our docs to your Postgres database as an authorized IP address at network. Remember to hit save. Step 2, navigate to the overview page, click Edit Configuration, scroll down to the Flags section, click Add Flag, search for Cloud SQL Logical Decoding, and then turn the flag on. This enables logical replication on your Cloud SQL PostgreSQL instance. Step 3, you want to connect to your instance and run the SQL script. We're going to do it on pgadmin here, which is the Postgres GUI, but you can also run it from your terminal. Basically, the script creates the necessary user and permissions, privileges, and creates the watermarks table. So we'll just copy and paste the script and run it. Finally, you want to go back to your Cloud Console because we'll need the public IP address of your Postgres instance. So we'll leave it up here while we fill out the endpoint config in Estuary Flow. So let's log into Flow. In Flow, let's go to the Captures page, click New Capture, pick the Postgres connector, give it a name. For server address, we will take the address from GCP here. Notice you also need the port number, which you can see in our documentation that the port number by default is 5432. User is already filled out for you. The password is in your SQL script here. So let's fill that out. And that should be all the required fields. Let's hit next. When you hit next, Flow runs a discovery process to discover collections in your database. If you don't have any data, any table in your source database, then you will not have collection here. So you will need that to be able to capture to collection and materialize to a target. Let's add a table to our source database. Now let's refresh to see our table added to the collection here. Now let's hit test to make sure our capture is successful. It's a success, so let's save and publish. Now in your list of captures, you should see a green light next to your capture name, indicating it's in good health, and will start capturing data for you. Now just a little troubleshooting tip here. If you receive a connection failure error in Flow when you're setting up your capture, it's likely that your connection string is incorrect. My recommendation is to try connecting from a terminal separately to make sure your connection info is correct, and then use that connection string in Flow. And before you do that, you have to make sure your cloud database can be accessed from your machine. What you can do is find out what your public IP is by going to what is my IP, copy this down, and then add your IP here on GCP. After that, you can test by running this command in your terminal. When it prompts you for a password, that means you've made a connection. I hope this helps. Please reach out if you encounter any difficulties setting up your Postgres capture using Flow.